ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Do You Wish to Continue? This is episode 2. Once again, my name's Michael, that's James, this is Chris. James has come straight from work, which is why he's dressed quite so presentably. Me and Chris have come straight from work, which is why we're dressed like bums.
No, we work in the same industry.
We're creatives, don't you know? This episode, we are featuring Starfox 2. Now, some of you may have heard about this, some of you may not. In the UK, Starfox was known as Starwing, Lilac Wars, and all sorts of crazy other possibilities.
Lilac Wars was Starfox 64.
Thank you. Was there a point where it was supposed to be called Lilac Wars? Why do I remember that? That's something else altogether.
I think it was originally suggested, but it was never actually followed through.
No, I think it was called Lilac Wars. Like Starfox 64 was called Lilac Wars over here. For the same reason Starfox is called Starwing over here, because there's a Starfox game on the Atari 2600 maybe?
Really? There was an Atari game on... Well, why wasn't that international?
I did read about this months ago now, because I've not read about it today, unfortunately. But I think it was an American-made game, but only released in Europe.
So that meant that, much like the Avengers Assemble...
Yeah.
Copyright law suggests it's now Starwing, not Starfox. Weirdly, I remember reading an article in Games Master magazine, which, if that doesn't date when things were, I don't know what does. Patrick Moore.
They're both bold. I can see how you got confused.
I'm terrible. I really am terrible. But anyway, so in this episode, we're going to be playing Starfox 2. There was a bunch of different versions and a lot of backstory going around surrounding this game, where the game was completed, supposed to be released as a SNES title, but someone in the head of Nintendo decided that they didn't want 3D titles released on the Super Nintendo when the N64 was due for release. So Starfox 2 got shelved in view of something, the N64 being released and 3D titles being exclusive to the N64. And then what actually happened was the N64 got delayed, and then that meant 3D titles basically... There was probably a few of them that probably didn't get made or just shelved.
In Nintendo's defence, at the time when it was shelved, there was the opinion that the N64 would be out within 6 months. As it happened, a lot of things went wrong. It got delayed for an entire year more than that, so it was 18 months. In that time, should they have done it? We don't know. But you can see at the time why they thought, hang on, let's hold this back, use as much as possible for Lilac Wars and the N64, and take advantage of the new hardware.
I think they're still doing that now. There's games that they're going to bring out on the PS3 and Xbox 360 that they held back to bring out on the next gen. So it's something they've always done. I think they just wanted it to be the best it could be if they were going to go ahead with it.
I've read articles that suggest that and talk quite frequently about the fact that the engines that created in Starfox 2 ended up on games for the DS, bits into the Starfox on the N64 itself, but above all else, it just meant that there's a game that didn't get to see the light of day, which is why we're here to play Starfox 2 on the SNES, SNES, Super Nintendo.
SNES.
Depends.
We all got calling it SNES. We shall continue to do so now.
We're going to stick to SNES. So, I will openly admit that this took me a while to find, because apparently, if you do your homework, there's a couple of different versions of this game floating around. There's like a late stage alpha version, which was still in Japanese and had all the strange, funny numbers on it.
Kanji?
No, not kanji. Like it was like this.
The debug characters.
Debug characters. Thank you, Chris. Right, so that version, you've got a debug late alpha. Then there's supposedly a version which came a bit later, which is still in Japanese, but the original alpha version included a verse mode. The beta version, we'll just call it that for the argument's sake, didn't have the verse mode but was still in Japanese. And then, thankfully, because of some lovely people out there in the world, in the internet, in the emulation community, a version of Starfox 2, which was fully translated, we'll find out how well it was translated when we start to play, was released out into the ether, and here we are right now, some 20 years later, about to play Starfox 2 on the SNES. Are you with me, boys?
Apparently.
You locked the door so we can't escape.
Right, so Starfox 2 on the Super Nintendo, SNES, SNES. I can't remember which one I said. I'm going to keep saying different ones. Like, that's a badass title sequence.
I still think it's astounding that we had games that look like this in the 16-bit generation.
Well, this was the amazing thing. That this was using the thing called the Super FX chip, which was basically, and this is something I didn't know until the other day. That was a bolt-on chip. Like there was redundancy ports built into the Super Nintendo in the cartridge slot. For no reason other than potential things that they might be able to do with it.
Yeah.
Can you even imagine that happening in this day and age? Like,
not only that though, this was built with a Super FX2 chip, which was only out for I think 4 official release games.
What else?
It was
What other
the
games
next-
had it?
there was a rumoured Transformers game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that didn't even get to a point of like I don't know how far that got. But just the thought of a Transformers game that may have looked like this would have been absolutely badass.
Yeah.
Doom on the SNES also used the Super FX2 chip. I think that's how they were actually able to get it looking as good as they did.
And that was to be honest, that was one of the best versions of Doom that existed.
To be honest.
Right, now, I'm going to call it Starfox even though my brain says... this is one of those weird things. I remember playing Star Wing when I was younger, but everybody still called it Starfox. And that was a very linear mode game, whereas this, there's more options for you to just sort of discover, explore, play different things as it comes along.
It is interesting. They've gone much more towards sort of an open world thing rather than, as you say, the sort of A, B, or C routes.
So I'm kind of imagining that as we play through, like there's ships on the screen. Are they going to move closer if we do a different mission? So Chris, you've got the pad.
Yeah. So I was really shit at Star Fox when I was a kid. So I think it only follows suit that I should be the one to play first.
So we expected James. James hadn't played Punch Out, so he went first.
Yeah, exactly. So
You haven't played Star Fox, so you go first. There's an awful lot of dialogue going on here. We're counting on you, Star Fox. You.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You're shooting that ship from the looks of things, Chris.
Is that what I'm supposed to be doing?
Well, that was what the mission was.
Oh fuck!
Oh, go up a bit.
It's gonna be invert. It's gonna be down is up is down.
Yeah,
So
I'm used to inverse. Oh,
this is gonna be a lot better than flying through all those rings on the first level.
Oh god, yeah, and all the little underpass bridge things.
Yeah, there was so many of them. It was painful. Like,
the hell
are you
was
supposed to be shooting
You're going to
things?
shoot them.
Oh, you're inside, so yeah, you got to keep shooting, Chris.
You're in an alien fighter launch tube.
Just keep shooting.
Well, that's new.
No, it did say you can transform. How cool is that? So instead of just being a flight sim, now you've got this random. You almost transform into a walking tank. That's amazing. I'm almost jealous.
jealous of being able to transform into a tank.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd love to be able to transform into a tank.
I've got to say, actually, I never really played Star Fox 64 much when I had my Nintendo 64, because obviously I found GoldenEye and thought, that's my game. But the graphics on this really are very similar. And given, well, this is... The SNES was originally 16-bit, N64 is famously 64-bit. It just goes to show, well, it's got to be said, you know.
What was Mario 64 or Mario Kart 64? And okay, wait. Now,
That goes to show, you look back, how much of a big thing was made about the fact the N64 was 64-bit as opposed to the Saturn, which was 32.
Saturn's 32,
Yes.
the PS1 was 32. But obviously the PS1 and the Saturn were both disk-based systems, which meant that they could have a lot more data to handle.
So, I mean, did we all own like SNESes then? So,
Yeah, I did understand this, but I was always really bad at this game, so I played it at mates' houses, or bad at the first version of this game, I should say. So I played it at mates' houses, and I was always shit at it, couldn't get past the first level, so I was like, I'm not gonna... Because it was an expensive game at the time as well, because it had the SFX chip.
because the standard price for SNES games at that time was like 40 quid, and then this hit in at like 45. I played a level. James, over to you.
right.
So now you've got. Have you just jumped straight back into another level here?
Yeah.
Well, this looks. See, this is mental. How non-linear form this is. Like, did we complete a level? So now we have to complete something. Now we have to. Oh,
I think if we read that dialogue, we might have a better idea about what happened. However...
we're doing what we do best and ignoring things. It looks like you're doing quite well, though, James.
Yeah.
This isn't us sucking as much as we did on Mike Tyson.
Let's be honest. Oh, there we are.
We couldn't have done much worse than we did on Mike Tyson. Like, look at this way. We've all completed a level with relative ease.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us had died, and the only one to get badly hurt was Chris.
Battleship. El Dorado. Eldard. I'm still going with Eldorado.
Venom.
I'm not allowed to go over there yet.
Oh, I think Venom was like the last level on the original one, or one of the final
Carrier and
levels.
destroy its core. This means I might get a chance to do that transformy thing.
Yes.
Yeah! I'm excited now.
I wonder if they deliberately completed, say, a few levels as a sort of test demo. Because, I mean, as you said earlier, Super Effects games were hella expensive. They were always about 5, 10, 15 quid more than a regular SNES game because of the extra architecture on there. So you did expect a lot more bang for your buck.
Then perhaps, like, maybe they were in they were in an alpha stage with it, and then the whole thing was that maybe they were just doing some tests, and then there was probably more that was unfinished. I don't really. I think we're all in this sort of who knows, but this is still badass.
Yeah.
It's almost getting me excited to play Resident Evil on the Game Boy. It's not getting me excited to play Resident Evil on the Game Boy.
If you say it enough, you might believe it.
We spoke in the last episode about playing Resident Evil on a Game Boy, and the plan was to do this episode on Resident Evil on a Game Boy. But there's a surprise in store basically for the next episode, which is once again Resident Evil on the Game Boy Color, and I'll let you in on that when we get there. Is this my chance to transform? Do I transform?
Ooh.
Yeah, buddy! I'm now a walkie tank! This is amazing!
Oh, you've got the ultimate weapon as well, that sort of like blue donut gun.
This is cool! One of the things that I think was a big issue when we were playing Mike Tyson was how it was supposed to be a sequel to a game which had a really natural control and was like the controls to Punch Out are amazing. Like they're so simple, elegant, and just super playable. And Intergalactic Power Punch was awful.
Yeah.
It was just awful. Whereas, like,
It was one of those games where you actually needed to sort of think about what you were doing rather than...
Whereas, enemy out of range. James has failed a mission.
As he said, I should have used the boost button.
I think this is we've had a difference here. The first episode we were playing a bad game that was badly made, and now we're playing a good game that deserved to be out there. But it's almost like playing this. It just made me think this is a shame. When I was, this was 95-ish. So I would have we would have all been about 14. I would have loved this when I was 14. You know what? I would have forced someone I went to school with who had more money than me to buy this, and I would have loved them for it. Oh, I got a tank mode. Yeah. Where am I shooting? I've got to go 4. Have I got to go 4?
Targets to your left.
But it seems to want me to go here as well. What's going on?
That seems to be general.
Oh, right, okay, so it's a swivel, you push the L and R buttons. I should have known that.
He did tell me that when I was trying to evade some missile on the last level, but I wasn't paying attention.
You can jump! A jumping tank. Alright, I push select and I can transform. Oh, that was satisfying.
Wow. That's pretty awesome.
So, wait, apparently I shot someone. I was trying to boost, I think I pushed the wrong button. Right, so there, transform. Am I in the right place?
Got him. Oh, yeah, I think you've overjumped.
No, I think I did it, I just couldn't see. There was something over the top of it. Open.
Now you can go into the enemy base.
I'm in love, guys. I think when you leave, I'm just going to spend hours playing Starfox. Is that okay?
That's fine.
That's fair.
What is going on? I'm getting blown up.
I think you need to be a tank again.
Select. Transform. I just said that. He's going to go to El Dorado and take it out. Come on, James. So you've got to blow up a barrier.
I want to make a joke about a really bad BBC soap, but I don't want to at the same time.
I've been trying to avoid that.
Yeah.
That's why I went for it. I was hoping I'd lull one of you into it. But then, how many people even remember El Dorado?
You know what, I woke up the other day and I had the Bitzer theme tune stuck in my head. Now, how many people fucking remember Bitzer?
It's a Bitzer.
Yeah. James, you're on fire.
I know. I'm trying to work... I think I have to kill this guy over here to get myself... I can't quite work out how to...
Put yourself
Oh,
out.
you're out, it's okay.
Oh, excellent.
And that guy's blown up. And now you can fly again.
Nobody's going to lose money because we're playing this. If anything, it means that when they do bring out a new starring Starfox game...
I'm surprised they haven't, because it's been, 2 generations now without...
I'm definitely, I didn't know that there was a Starfox game on the DS. I'm definitely going to go out and buy it. So there you go, they're actually going to make some money by me playing an illegal game.
I don't know if any of you out there remember Beneath the Steel Sky by Revolution Software.
Yeah, it always crashed on my PC whenever I got to certain bits, so I never completed it.
Scum emulator will play it. It's really good. But that's another example. Released as freeware as a way for Revolution Software to promote their Broken Sword trilogy, and there's 6 triple or whatever it is now. Worked for me. I bought Broken Sword after playing that. It was excellent.
So
I think he's got it.
oh, Starfox!
Shoot some more, come on! He's smoking! Set him on fire! He'll pay for that. I can't get over this. We're doing well. We don't suck! It's either the end of the first level. If this is the end of the game, it's one short ass game.
Yeah.
I really hope it's the end of the first level. Because, you know what?
Well, let's be fair. It'd be nice if there were more of it because it is really good.
Yeah. See, now this feels more. Whoa! Oh, I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I don't want to be on fire. What the hell is that? Let's go explore. Oh, that.
You've got a bit of shield. Yeah, it's fixed shields.
Yeah, there we go. And that's fairly important.
Yeah, that's useful considering I was on fire a second ago. Onward we go. Admirable Starfox. So I guess I'm just shooting this thing.
Normally the things that are flashing.
That was the thing I always liked with this game. If it flashed red and yellow, it was probably needed shooting.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there you are. I think it's the core.
That's a giant monkey cube.
You've got to shoot Andros.
Hang on, Andros was the boss on the first one, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's in the boss in this one as well. He's returned for revenge.
So this can't be the end of the game.
Maybe it is, or maybe we finished the game in less than an hour. Yeah, that seems. If it was.
Oh no, look, he's escaped. And we're going to follow him. So I'm hoping this is the.
It's the big boss music.
Chris is allergic to my cat, just to clarify that. Oh, impressive, but you die here.
Supper!
So it's at the moment I'm no longer fighting a giant cube.
Yeah, you've got to shoot his eyes.
That's easier said than done, James. Is this the point where I start pushing the other buttons and see what weapons happen?
Yeah, there's a nuclear weapon which is very effective. But I would wait until he shot his eyes out.
Oh, one of them's out, one of them's out, one of them's out, one of them's out. I'm back to shooting a cube. Now lots of pictures of a monkey. This is a really bad low red boss. Seriously, I'm shooting a cube. If this is the end of the game, I'm almost disappointed, but I'm not at all because this has been cool. Chris, put your phone down.
No, I'm taking photos to tweets that we've completed the game.
I don't think we have completed the game. Social media active. We are at DWY2C on Twitter or at Do You Wish to Continue on Instagram. Is that correct? Yeah, check me out. There's a Facebook page and a YouTube link.
Basically, if you type in "Do you wish to continue" on any social media channel, we're probably there.
We're trying to get live with this shit. Toughy, yeah? No, it was really easy. Okay, so now we'll find out if we've completed this, or if this is just the end of a level.
This does look a lot like a game ending.
Yeah, this is a game ending.
I think this is the
conclusion.
I'm disappointed because I want more, but that's a good feeling in a game, isn't it?
Yeah,
it really is.
I don't know, they're getting in the ship, they're flying away. Warping? Maybe. I can live in hope. Second level, come on! I'm clearly not going to get another level, am I?
Yeah. Is there credits?
Credits.
If they've had...
Well, access granted?
Executive staff roles, sequence, executive producer. Well, there you go. That was we've barely been sat here for an hour and we've completed Starfox 2. I don't know if I've said this before. I'm a little disappointed that it was so short because that was awesome. I don't know now. We might have to play the original to find out if the original was this short.
I'm sure it would go on.
A lot longer, I remember it.
Yeah.
So again, coming back to this thing about this being an early release, is this the beta version and there was more levels in planning or something? Who knows? But you know what? I am 100% Starfox 2. Badass.
Kick ass.
Yeah, really good fun. Really good fun. I'm wondering though if it is just because it was so easy. I mean, it was really good fun, and I thought like there should have been more, but it wasn't challenging at any point. I beat levels when I didn't even know what I was doing, and I just think like it feels like it's an unfinished game.
Okay, there's some stuff here.
That is a brilliant way of entering your initials.
Kaboom! Okay, abs. That's for wrestling fans out there. Joey Abs. I'm too fat for abs. Seriously, I would love to see this. Like, I'd love to see it rescanned, made like full HD, and being able to play. Like, it's things like this are the reason why I'd want to buy a Wii.
Yeah, I mean,
or a Wii U. Such a terrible name.
Yeah.
But this is a good
less said about the names of Nintendo consoles are better, I think.
Virtual Boy.
I don't even care about it being scaled up to HD. Just with a virtual console on the Wii, I think that this is something that they could put on there. And then anyone could play it, instead of having to find it and stick it on an emulator through 2 MacBooks on the TV.
You really should see the setup we've got for this. Heath Robinson.
In fact, it's on Instagram.
Is it on Instagram?
Yeah, it's on Instagram. So check us out on Instagram where you can see the crazy setup we've got.
Shameless plugs.
To get this to work.
Because we want to share this. Because I as soon as I found it, again, this comes back to what we were talking about earlier about doing Resident Evil on the Game Boy Color with Probs organising it. So we decided to do this one at a bit of a drop of the hat. It was like Starfox 2 exists. Really? Oh my god! So here we are, drop of a hat, and we love it. We absolutely love it. And just the thought of some people are going to see this and be like, know that this game exists. Like, I'm so excited by that.
Nintendo, if you're watching us, please chuck it up there. We would love to see this on the virtual console. I would love to pay actual money to play
gladly,
a full version of this with extra levels. That'd be epic.
Yeah, I in that respect,
I'd quite like to play a new generation version of it. So maybe make a sequel. I don't know. It's a big IP that you're not doing anything with.
Yeah. So basically, what we've come to the conclusion here is, Star Fox was great. Star Fox 2, great, little short, but then it was never released. Then we had Star Fox on the 64 was badass. There was DS versions that I haven't played, which I'm now going to go out and buy. So please give me a reason to buy a Wii. And I will maybe get the internet in my house and download versions of Star Fox if they came out. I'm made up with this. I really am. I'm super happy. To the point where I'm going to say this now. Chris, James, Michael, do you wish to continue?
Most definitely.
Most definitely. I think I'm going to turn the camera off and play it on hard. So, enjoy.